Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsockеtradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
And good morning to you. It is time for Coffee Ann here on WOON AM and FM, Thursday morning, January the 15th. My name's Joe Callahan. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday morning. Kind of cloudy out there. Temperature reading not bad, 43 degrees. Around the Coffee Ann table, we'll say good morning to Sue Tessier-McKenzie from the Blackstone Valley Calling-Times. Good morning, Sue.
Good morning.
And John Ward has joined us as well. Hey, John.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here.
I am John Ward.
Yes.
You're not.
They're very good. Thanks, Chevy. Bob Lauder is not with us this week, and we'll see Bob soon. But I believe he might be on vacation. So no legal questions that Sue has to look up. Okay.
Oh, come on. Then what am I doing here?
So we got we can't have any lawyer questions
with all
today.
of the discussions in the Supreme Court hearings about the definition of a woman.
Is that what's going on in the Supreme Court now?
Yes, they're doing the transgender rights.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
And athletics.
Yeah. Was a Supreme Court justice I heard yesterday say, "Why can't we take this on a case by case basis?" Was that?
That's possible. It would have been Jackson Brown. Or,
not the singer.
No, not the singer.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. Yeah, I know that's going on.
That was immediately what ran through my mind as I said it. And I just didn't think you'd say it, but you did.
No, there you go.
Good job.
Thank you very much. All right. Comments and questions can be called in.
That's Elvis.
Oh, okay. Comments and questions can be called in at 766-1240. We'll give this to you as a public service announcement. The funeral today for the Uxbridge police officer is going on today.
In Franklin.
And I saw what the Franklin Police Department put out about road closures and stuff like that. So if you really don't have to go to Franklin today,
there will be a large.
Please stay away because it is.
Well, the entire common is closed. That whole area surrounding, which is a beautiful town common, I must say. Mm-hmm. That's all closed. But I was wondering, again, because I work on the road, and Franklin, Mendon, and Uxbridge are parts of my territory. They said something about to show your support, line the route.
Be in the route. Yeah, that's right.
But if he was transported there yesterday, because there's no school in Uxbridge today.
Okay.
And town offices are closed today. Is there somewhat of a parade route today? I hate to use the word parade, but
there is
procession
to get to the cemetery.
From the church to the cemetery.
Yeah.
But there must be something from here. From Uxbridge to there, like the police officer procession will say, or something along those lines, because they said to line the parade route.
Yeah.
So people in the town had already done that with the initial transport. Uxbridge is a great place. Anybody that's never been to Uxbridge is quite the homey community.
I agree with you on that one. Yep. Let's see. Can I find it real quick? Here it is. Nope, that's not it. Where's the route? Route or route?
It all depends on who's talking.
Yeah.
And what state you're from.
I can't find it. Anyway, just be aware if you're heading into that area. And the Franklin Police put out the story yesterday, and they apologized for the inconvenience, especially for the people that live on the streets that were closing.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, but it's the way it goes. And it was yesterday, and that was for this morning as well. All right, other things going on. We had a driver critically injured, and it wasn't their fault on a crash on 95 in
wasn't
Pawtucket.
That awful?
We're going northbound on 95 in the high speed lane, minding our own business, when a tire from a car from the southbound lane comes flying over, smashes into his car.
He's in critical
condition. Well, it probably hit on his side of the windshield.
Yeah.
He's very lucky to be alive.
He is lucky to be alive. And then he slams
oftentimes when that happens, people die.
He slams on the brakes because it hit your windshield, and then he gets rear-ended.
Yep.
So I don't know what caused more damage, the tire or or being rear-ended by the car behind him.
You're doing minimum 65.
At probably, yeah.
I don't know if it's the exact area, but many years ago.
Right by the bridge, Walcott Street, and
then
where
it's a
Apex
similar
used to
area.
be.
years ago,
Yeah.
I can remember being exactly there,
Yeah.
heading north. Southbound was a, I don't know what they call it, but it's a truck that has the flattened cars to go to a junkyard, but they've already been flattened.
Crushed. Okay.
So there might be 5 crushed cars. So they were a total of like 2 piles, say
Yeah.
10 cars. And one of them came off the top.
Jeez.
Really?
And I'm driving and I look and I can see this thing's
It's moving.
going down.
I thought they throw ropes or
Well, they're supposed
bungee
to,
cords
but
or something.
apparently something wasn't secured
I guess.
enough.
Wow.
And I obviously continued on because I was heading north. But you're seeing that coming. I can only imagine with the tire. You didn't see that.
Oh, you probably
coming.
never saw it coming.
You didn't see
Yeah.
that. I
Yeah.
mean, you saw the car, so hopefully other people were alert enough, seeing that thing was going down. That thing was coming off, no doubt.
Makes you wonder how many times it bounced on the highway before it hopped over the median.
And surprised other cars
And
weren't.
it doesn't
involved.
have in the story. It doesn't have. Well, why did the tire leave the car?
It more often happens with trucks than it does with cars.
Okay.
Leaving a tire leaving a car wheel.
It just says northbound vehicle lost a tire.
Yeah, like John
is-
says.
All right, I had it
those-
backwards.
Trucks
No-
with multiple
Yep.
tires on
Yeah.
the back
Yep.
occasionally might drop an outside tire.
Yeah.
And the one time in the past, many years ago, I've seen a story about that, somebody heading south
Yeah.
on 95, heading towards Connecticut. A tire came off a truck and killed them.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a truck,
It bounces and comes right
Yeah,
into
this
your-
just says vehicle, so we don't know what kind of.
Well, what happens with vehicles, and it just happened to a friend of mine, my coworker, as a matter of fact, where it wasn't socked on properly. And so she
possibility? Yeah, wobbling.
called the service department, couldn't come into the office, and she's been into the office every day lately. And she thought she needed tires. Turns out there was a nut completely gone, and the others were loose. And that's happened to limos of mine.
Oh,
it's
just
you know,
wiggles off.
yeah, so you're getting the wavy, but had it not been noticed,
Yeah.
now you're driving, now you can break those, whatever they're not screws, but you know what I mean.
Have you ever heard the story? I've told it before. Oh my gosh, 10, 15 years ago. And I was driving in Portsmouth. Is it 138? That's in Portsmouth?
Yeah.
114. I think it's 138.
Yeah.
All right. And I'm going in my direction, whatever. And about a half a mile, it was a relatively straight part of the road now. And about a half mile ahead of me, and this was in February, all of a sudden a car went up in the air, coming towards
No.
me, and flipped over, and I saw it land on its hood. I'm like, wow, there's something you don't see every day.
Right?
And so I was able to pull up to it. A car behind me was able to pull up to it. We get out, and we're running towards the car. And all of a sudden, there was a police officer almost right on the scene. And he's telling us to stay back. But we're pointing at the car. It's on fire.
Wow.
Do you have a fire extinguisher? And he did. So he went back and put up. And I never found out what happened to the people that were in the car. But the cop was chasing this car.
Oh.
And they had stolen something from Stop and Shop. And they were trying to make their escape. And the reason I said it was in February is because they hit a patch of ice. And that's launched them into the air. Wow. But it is a really surreal moment to see that. I go, this is what you see, this is what you see in movies, and all of a sudden
I
it's
was
just
say it sounds like something
whoosh.
you only see in Stephen King movies.
It is, and I'm like, wow. But it was real life. I'm like, wow, look at that. So,
That's crazy.
we did get a call in 766-1240 to the panel. The policeman, the mass is at St. Mary's in Franklin, but he's being buried in Uxbridge, so it's a long.
Okay, now that
long
makes
route
more sense.
to get
Thank
to
you.
where the cemetery is. Yes, so thanks for that. Thanks for that update there. We had a little excitement down at the Providence Post Office. Suspicious package. It's like you hear when you're in the library, don't leave your suitcase unattended. Someone might report it as being suspicious.
Yep.
Well, that's what happened. Someone left a package or a suitcase at the post office building on Corliss Street sometime around 3 p.m. yesterday afternoon. They evacuated the building, and they called in the bomb squad.
Wow.
That's what you got to do.
Come check this thing out. And it later determined that all that was inside the suitcase was just clothing, and there was no threat. And who left it there? Well, we don't know just yet, I guess.
The person didn't come back to get it.
Maybe they just forgot it. I don't know.
It's kind of strange.
You just put it down, do whatever post office business you got to do, and then you just leave. and you forget your suitcase. Now, they didn't say they blew it up or anything like that, but they brought in like the drones and the robots that come in and check this stuff out, and they said, okay, there's nothing, there is no threat here.
Well, that's good.
So yeah, that that part is good. And another bizarre story, a couple of bizarre stories out of Massachusetts, with the Grafton school bus driver has been arrested on kidnapping charges in that town. He's been arrested on multiple charges involving kids, including 2 counts of kidnapping. Police say the man, who's from Worcester, deviated from his assigned route and made unauthorized stops while transporting the students. He's also charged with reckless endangerment of a child, misleading police investigation, tampering with evidence. He has been fired, and he's been held on $50,000 bail as the investigation continues.
It's kind of strange. I mean, if he was just running off to a store that he was not supposed to do during his route, I don't know, it rises to the level of kidnapping, but it must have been for quite some time that parents would report
I think missing. The parents are saying, all right, the bus should be here at 3:15, and it's not. So where is it?
I wonder what the element of time is between what should have been and what was.
I don't know.
To cause a kidnapping charge.
I don't know. And are we talking high school kids on the bus, or are we talking elementary school kids on the bus?
I would assume elementary school. High school kids would have told them to get back on the route, probably.
But he's making unauthorized stops, so are there high school kids say, hey, can you take a right down this road and just so I can just get off at my friend's house kind of thing? And he did. Maybe think he's being helpful, but... today you can't do that.
I can't even imagine. I would hope cannabis isn't involved.
I remember when I was in high school, and probably you all remember, not remembering me in high school, but when high schools got out, and I always took the bus home, but the lineup of the buses were there, and you could get on any school bus you felt like getting on. There was, I'm going to a friend's house, and they're on bus 12.
Right.
You got on that bus, so you can get off at the south. You can't do that anymore.
No.
Absolutely not. It's just, you get on your assigned bus.
Period.
That's it. End of story. It's carved in rock for that to happen.
Well, that's usually the result of the outcome associated with litigation in the past, that they allowed a kid to get on a bus and something bad happened.
Like they slipped and fell on the ice, or
no, they got to a house where something inappropriate happened.
Oh, okay, and it's the bus's fault.
And so they should not have been allowed to get on that bus. That's not their bus. Blah blah blah. Take them to court, and we don't allow anybody on the wrong bus anymore.
So now I don't know how they do it in Woonsocket. I just know how my daughter did it. She had to show, until a bus driver got to know you. You had to show your bus pass every single time. Yeah. You're correct, and you're on the right bus. And you're allowed to get on now. And
you get with parents divorcing, and dad's not supposed to have custody, mom's not supposed to have custody, and where's the kid going? So there's so many things that open yourself up to those people that think they can sue for anything and everything.
Legal entanglement.
Yes. Yes.
It rearing its ugly head again.
Who needs it? Yes.
All right.
Avoid it altogether.
We're going to take our first break here on the Coffee and program, but more coming your way. Comments and questions can be called in at 766-1240.
OM 1240. Let's talk about the entertainment at Chan's this weekend. Ken Vario's Quintet comes in tomorrow night, January 16th from 8 to 10. A unique blend of jazz and groove featuring some of Rhode Island's finest musicians, featuring the music of Miles Davis. It's $15 in advance and $20 at the door. Ken Vario Quintet Friday night. Saturday night, you know him, you love him. He's a local great, and he's a local guy who's just great. Greg Abate Super Sextet on Saturday night the 17th at Chan's. Saxophonist, flautist, composer, international jazz recording artist, featuring Jeff Stout, Arnie Krakowski, and Ken Hewitt, Todd Baker, and Gary Johnson on the same stage, believe it or not. That's coming up Saturday night at Chan's, 25 in advance, 30 at the door, and they got great food too. Pick it up at Chan's or go there in person and enjoy. Chan's, 267 Main Street in Woonsocket.
Your premier real estate expert is Scott McGee of the Stearns McGee team at RE/MAX Properties in North Smithfield. Scott has had extensive training and knows the latest real estate strategies. He can offer you knowledge and tools most other agents can't. To see the latest listings from the Stearns McGee team at RE/MAX Properties, visit this website, McGeeSoldMyHouse.com. Scott McGee of Stearns McGee team at RE/MAX Properties can help you buy or sell your home. The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
ON Radio. ON Worldwide.
It's Coffee Ann here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us this morning. My name's Joe Callahan. Sue Tesser-McKenzie's here, and John Ward is here as well. Bob Lauder cannot be with us this week. And Sue, it's time for your first message from you, from the Blackstone Valley Call-in-Times newspaper. And did I read yesterday, because you're all part of the, you and the Sun Chronicle and the Westerly Sun, I saw yesterday the Westerly Sun isn't going to print on Mondays anymore.
Right.
Wow.
Yep.
That's big news.
Well, again, I know I kind of took some of the responsibility for us stopping Monday print here.
Yeah.
But a big part of that is a lot of businesses are closed on Mondays.
Yeah.
So therefore, why should they advertise on a Monday, like come see us, when they're closed? So part of my fault was not selling advertise on a Monday.
So is this going to be you think the other papers will just fall under your umbrella, will fall under that as well?
I don't know.
It's
all dependent, because like take the Attleboro area where the Sun Chronicle is, they may have more businesses open and advertising on Mondays.
Okay.
You just don't know.
Okay.
So, but from
anyway.
on my behalf, from the Blackstone Valley Call-in-Times, we are finally getting papers delivered to our office. Again, as I mentioned on previous many shows, we had, our office was basically closed. We were all reachable by phone. But Christina's been in the office regularly, so papers are being delivered regularly. So if anybody needs a back edition of a paper or anything, you can either call my cell phone at 487-4136, or you can stop in at the office at 154 Main Street across from City Hall. And we are currently running a huge special, January, February. It's considered a Valentine special, but we can make anything Valentine. So feel free to give me a call on my cell phone if you're interested at 401-487-4136.
All right, Sue, thanks. And another bizarre story out of Massachusetts. We brought it up last week. But there's a woman that is in Hopkinton, Mass. Mm-hmm. And she is suing the town. I also heard she was suing the police chief, too. But she's suing the town because the town has allowed a sex offender to operate a local pizzeria where she was sexually assaulted back in 2023. And the lawsuit claims town officials knew or should have known about the owner's criminal history when renewing his license and failed to protect employees. The woman, who was 16 at the time of the assault, is seeking more than $1 million in damages. Town officials deny wrongdoing and say they acted appropriately based on the information available at the time. So it just raises a few questions of, if you're convicted of sexual assault, do they close your business down? If that's where the assault took place.
But wait, it was renewed, the license was renewed. How long ago?
Ooh,
it's probably annual.
It doesn't say when they did it.
So if it's annual, how old is she now? 17?
She was 16 in 2023.
Okay, so she's
so
now
it's 3 years
18.
later. Could be 19.
So John, you just said annually. Maybe it's...
Well, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
It's usually licenses are renewed annually.
Yeah.
I'm just curious why it's coming up right now today. So she's only 18 still.
More on the... we had part of this story last week as well, and it seemed like she went into the pizzeria place and was surprised to see this guy still there.
Okay.
Like, oh, you still own this. You shouldn't own this because you should have been thrown out because of this conviction. So that's why she's going after the town.
But if he's the owner...
But then I heard, then part of the story...
conviction prevent you from running a business?
Well, that was the question we had last week. Because the story we had last week was he bought the pizzeria shop rather recently. And now it seemed like she was suing because we brought it up. If you're convicted of any crime, it's tough to get a job after the fact. So one of the ways around that is to buy your own business, or run your own business. So can you, even though you've been convicted, you still can run your own business.
And she went in as a customer.
Yes, I don't believe she still works there anymore.
Is there anything about her being particularly a victim of him?
I think yes, and I think she was an employee at the time. 3 years ago.
when he was not the owner.
Correct. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't.
That's super murky.
I don't think she has a case.
No, because according to this, a registered sex offender can own a business in general.
Yeah.
Curious, like, yeah, you're a registered sex offender, but what? I'm trying to
I mean,
word
I would
this.
imagine as long as it's not within so many feet of a school.
School or a church.
Right, right,
things of that
right.
nature.
It probably isn't. So okay. You know. And
Yeah,
I'm sure
location restrictions, the nature of the business.
it's a pizza shop.
Okay, but it says owning a business whose primary purpose
Yeah,
is caring for,
He probably can't open a
educating,
massage parlor.
or entertaining minors is generally prohibited. So that's a pizza place. So you
Or a
can't
sex
hire.
You can't hire 16-year-olds.
Right.
And he can't run a Chuck E. Cheese franchise.
Probably not. Okay.
But
And there's plenty. I'm sure there's plenty of other pizza places
gonna
she
say,
can choose from. Go
this
to
is,
another
this
one.
is like, you don't want to make my cake? I'm
Yeah.
going to sue you.
Yeah.
But Subway,
Go
for
somewhere
example,
else.
I'm just picking on Subway because it does have a specific about franchises. So if they can have their own law. So if it's just Joe's Pizza, he owns the pizza, it's not
Yeah.
a franchise.
I don't
and
think
the
it is,
franchise doesn't intervene either.
But so we had a lot of questions on it last week. It's back up again, and we just said, once again, it's a case of anybody can sue anybody for any
Yep.
reason.
Yeah.
You just got to find the right lawyer to file the right paperwork, right, Bob?
Yep.
And Bob would agree with that.
Well, the other thing is she's suing the town. I guess the question in my mind is, why doesn't she simply file a complaint and ask that the town council or the selectmen, withdraw the license? And maybe she did that, and they said no, we
No,
can't because
'cause
there's
we
no
did it
legal
we did
basis.
it
So
legal.
I'm going to sue you.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, suing first instead of just asking that his
Asking
license
first.
be revoked
Yeah.
is sort of an extreme reaction to something. I'm sure as a victim of this guy, she may have a legitimate reason to have
Right.
an emotional reaction that's maybe
Absolutely.
beyond everyone else. But actually going to call a lawyer and filing a lawsuit,
Well,
yeah, that may be a bit much.
so okay. Well, that's what's going up and right up the road there in
I used to
Hopkinton.
work in Hopkinton,
Okay.
limousine service.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you work on Marathon Monday?
I most certainly did. I had to drive all the
Shuttling the
dignitaries.
people back up. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we shuttled all the dignitaries, so they did their thing here, and then we had clearance and passes and whatnot
Yeah.
to get to the end up there. And yeah, it was pretty cool.
Let her through. Let her through.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was too.
So was it like politician dignitaries or just people with
A little
exhausted
of everything.
running?
It was
A little bit of everybody?
mostly officials from the marathon itself. We had to bring them up to the other end, but there were some politicians. That wasn't the main focus, though.
Okay. Want John's opinion on this as well. John, what are your thoughts on the 11 kids? Not really kids, because that were all arrested for breaking into the old middle school.
Glad they were arrested.
Okay.
I would assume it's
It's a breaking and
basic
entering thing.
Trespassing
And trespassing
charge.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and breaking and entering. What miffs me and what irritates me about this is that this property has been allowed to languish with nothing done. The guy had a tax stabilization agreement in order to help him with his investment of funds at the beginning of the job. He did nothing
Nothing's
with it.
happened, yeah.
Nothing happened. Nothing is still happening. He claimed the last time I was in a meeting that involved the developer, it was a claim that he was having trouble getting the federal historic tax credits applicability based on design and getting it by the parking restrictions, et cetera, et cetera. It's all just, to me, so much BS that shouldn't happen. The building even needs to be renovated. I mean, I have a strong opinion about this, and I appreciate historic things, especially those things that are highly visible, historic value, but that's just three-piece old school and part new school. Tear a section of it down, take the newest portion, which is the old middle school.
Yeah, it's not historic,
The
right?
L-shaped. Turn it into apartments, and when you tear down the other sections, it'll have plenty of room for parking, and make your money and go home. And nobody wants to do that, and everybody wants to go for historic tax credits because they don't want to actually invest their own money to do these jobs.
Yeah.
They want the government to pay for it. So I don't feel bad for the owner. I just wish there was some way the city could put more pressure on him to actually do something. My first go at this is he needs to get a bill for a non-utilization tax, for sure. And he may have already.
Okay, thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm glad the kids were arrested. They have no business
But what
being
about,
there.
yeah, they had no business being there, exactly. Did they vandalize as well, or just break B&E?
They didn't say.
Oh, okay.
They just said.
What?
Have you ever driven by the auto junkyard on River Street or Canal
Yeah,
Street down in
absolutely.
North Smithfield? Could you vandalize anything in there?
Okay, I got
Same
you.
thing inside that
So it's
building.
the same thing. Okay.
How can you tell what's vandalism? Okay.
Right? You, can't
wouldn't,
tell.
You wouldn't know.
I got you. Oh, there's no dust over there, though. So that area is clean.
And I brought it up yesterday. Just playing devil's advocate, and the neighbors were not happy that people are inside at night with flashlights.
Well, yeah.
So what are they
it's
doing?
kind of
But I just
freaky.
remember being a kid, going around to a new house being built. You went when the builders left. You went around exploring. We just had.
Did you really?
Oh, sure.
I never did
Oh,
that.
yeah, it was a great time.
And I was no
In a new
perfect
house?
child, but I
And,
never did that. What about eminent domain?
That is a choice, but the city would have to. Be required to pay fair value for the property, and then you have to
Gotcha.
have a plan for it, and you have to spend money to do what you're going to do.
Gotcha.
But all right, but
I did actually when we were kids. When in my
Joe
neighborhood,
keeps saying, but.
yeah, there's more to it.
across the street from Savoy School, they were building it fresh.
Yeah.
And we used to run through there when it was just steel girders.
Yeah, that's what boys do. But this came up. It was in Channel 10's website. The kids said, "Well, we were just walking around, exploring, taking a look around. We weren't really doing anything, quote unquote, bad, except the trespassing part." But on Reddit, if you follow that website, the rumor is that there are ghosts there. So I don't know if the kids were over there, and because that's ghost hunting and ghost stories, and
Yeah.
that's big cable TV stuff. And then let's see if we can go find some, or hear noises, or see things. So kind of thing.
No.
No, I
Yeah,
think
no.
they can.
No, I'm with John on
I
this
have no
one.
idea.
What, that there aren't ghosts there, or just
No,
I think
we
that's
don't
what they
want to
were
know.
looking. I think that's what they were looking for.
I think it's that we don't want to know. Is that right, John? Or just you don't care? You don't believe
I
it?
frankly don't. The only ghosts that people experience are the ones that they imagine in their head.
Which could very
Okay.
well be.
Maybe they bring it up. You can always, Did you hear that?
Well,
No, you're the only one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, all right. But they were all, I guess, all over 18 because the website had all 11 pictures
Wow.
and all 11 names
Wow.
of who was arrested.
Adults.
Well, yeah, but they did say teenagers. I go, well, you must be 18 or 19.
Yeah.
Just having fun. But I can see it from the point of view of the people that live near it. They don't want the kids doing
There
this.
is a fence around the entire property, so
Well,
it's
they
pretty clear you're
climbed
not
it.
supposed to go in.
Well, we'll just knock it down or just go over it. That's not a really big issue.
Yeah, the fence
Although now
never stopped me. just saying.
The city does say they're getting with, is it Goldman that owns that? I
Yeah.
can't remember. Okay, they're getting with them. Okay, you got to secure the building better. You got to do a lot more, and they say, oh, okay, we will. And when we have the mayor here, the mayor's going to join us on coffee in about 2 weeks. We'll ask him. Are you got to keep on top of these guys?
And he'll probably tell you just that. I meet with them, I talk with
Yeah.
them. They're supposed to be working on getting their credits. They're supposed to be doing this and that and the other thing. They promise they will.
All right.
And, unfortunately, with a private property owner, is by fencing it in and saying, get out, don't come in, you eliminate the hazard, the safety hazard risk.
Mm-hmm.
So you mitigate that. I don't know what the city can do except to hit them with a non-utilization tax.
Okay. We're going to take a break here on the Coffee AM program, and unfortunately, Mr. Ward has got to go.
Yes,
So
Ward's got to go.
he's got a place, he's got a previous engagement to get to, or a post engagement. I don't care what it is.
Whatever.
All right. John, have a great day.
Hey, thank you very much, and you all have a great day and enjoy this ugly weather.
Well,
But it's warm anyway.
Well, at least it's warm. There you go. And
Relatively
there's no wind, so that's good.
Have a great day.
Thank you. Sue, time for a second message from the Black Snow Valley Call-in Times.
Good morning again. Like I was saying in the previous, we have this wonderful special. It's Valentine's Day special. You can run 4 ads. Runs every Friday from the 23rd through the 13th of February. And the value is as low as $150. And that's for a good-size ad, and that also includes 10,000 online impressions. If you're interested in doing something for Valentine's Day, give me a call at 401-487-4136. And this can go for any business. We can always add heart border, or we can make it work. Sent it to a bike shop. Be Heart Healthy. So we can make it work. Give me a call on my cell phone at 401-487-4136.
All right, Sue, thanks. And let's take a look at the weather forecast right now, being brought to you by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation.
Gradual clearing today with a high of 48 degrees, light wind from the south up to 25 miles per hour later. Tonight, a slight chance of some rain or snow showers before 8 p.m. and then just snow showers afterwards. Chance of precipitation is only 20%, overnight low under clear skies of 19 degrees, and the wind from the west will be up to 30 miles per hour. Friday's weather, sunshine and 33, winds from the west at 30 miles per hour. Friday night, little or no snow is expected, but there's a chance of seeing it in the wee hours in the morning Friday night, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 25. Saturday, a 60% chance of snow before noon, then switching over to rain later in the day. Chance of snow as the sun goes down around 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday as well. Mostly cloudy skies all day, high of 41. The new snow accumulation on Saturday, less than a half an inch, is possible. Sunday, snow is likely, 60% chance, mainly in the afternoon. Mostly cloudy skies, high of 37. Sunday night, snow continues to be likely, 60% chance, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 21. Martin Luther King Day Monday, mostly sunny and 32. Tuesday, mostly sunny and 23. And Wednesday, mostly sunny skies, high near 24 degrees.
Outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street with cloudy skies, we have a temperature reading of 43 degrees. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse offers authentic homemade Polish food to make your next meal special. Try our many varieties of hot and fresh pierogies with onions and what they call dirty sour cream. Or pick up golubki, kielbasa, babkas, or some fresh rye bread. We also offer a large selection of specialty and imported foods. Open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 9 in the morning till 6 p.m., Wednesdays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturdays from 8 to 5 p.m. It's Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse. Follow us on Facebook and learn about our weekly specials. Located at 855 Social Street, Woonsocket, Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse has all the authentic Polish foods you love.
Hey, Woonsocket, guess who's back in business? Trudeau's Auto Repair on Cass Avenue is officially reopened under brand new local ownership. Fabricio and Kristen invite you back to Trudeau's Auto Repair. With more than 20 plus years of automotive experience, the new owners have been a longtime customer of Trudeau's, and they're committed to continuing the honesty, trust, and care Trudeau's has always been known for. Tune-ups, diagnostics, oil changes, and general automotive repair, plus Rhode Island State inspections can all be done at Trudeau's Auto Repair, 654 Cass Avenue, Woonsocket. Follow them on Facebook.
ON AM and FM.
This portion of the Coffee and program is sponsored by attorney Bob Lauder. When you need a skilled attorney who will fight for your rights, look no further than attorney Bob Lauder of Woonsocket. If your legal questions revolve around estates or trusts, then talk to Bob. If you're contemplating a divorce, then talk to Bob. Attorney Bob Lauder has a calming demeanor, which is very helpful in legal matters. And Bob has more than 40 years' experience practicing law. Call attorney Bob Lauder today at 401-762-4550, 762-4550. The Supreme Court of Rhode Island licenses all attorneys in the general practice of law. The court does not license or certify any attorney as an expert or specialist in any field of practice. All right, it is Coffee and here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Callahan here with Sue Tester-McKenzie. We're also being joined by Gary Smith from the Do You Remember program. Good morning, Gary.
Good morning.
And Gary brought up
Wait.
Well, yes, Sue?
Go from Gary to me for a second.
All right. The size difference?
Go back.
Yeah, it's about 2 feet.
What are you going to be when you grow up?
I
Gary,
just happened to look.
yeah,
and I'm
it's astounding. Gary, how tall are you?
I am 6'5.5".
I thought you were taller.
I-
Okay.
I would say taller too.
I would have said 6'7".
My I would be unlivable if I was 6.5.
And we're both sitting the exact same way,
Kinda,
so
yeah.
it's not like I'm hunched down. We are both sitting the exact same way.
So he's 6'5.5". Sue, 5
5.
feet? 5 feet.
Well, heels.
Even?
I'm 5 feet even, but
Okay,
heels
so-
don't make a difference when you're sitting.
No. So he is. He's 1.5 feet taller than you. Okay.
She's about the size of my right thigh.
All right. Now, Sue, there's something going on in Massachusetts in the legislature.
Yep.
That they're considering, and it hasn't gone to Maura Healey's desk yet.
No, but
it's coming close.
she has vowed to sign it if it comes.
I'm sorry.
You forget this every week.
I know. Let's do the Milk Fund calendar raffle. Then we'll tell you what's going on in Massachusetts. Today's winner will receive a $50 TJ Maxx gift card that was donated by State Rep John Brian. And our winner today is Donna Palrero. Thanks for
Let me
picking
see.
her name.
Can I see the
Isn't
spellings?
that-
I believe.
Sure.
Donna, you owe me.
Why? Did you sell this to her?
No, I know her.
Oh, you know
I just
her,
called
okay.
her name. I just picked it.
All right, perfect. We'll have another drawing tomorrow. Here's today's winner there, Dave. And tomorrow's winner will receive a $25 Amazon gift card. All right, up in Massachusetts, I don't know how this came about, but they want to, the powers that be, want to limit you, Massachusetts drivers, of how many miles they can drive.
That's not.
for the-
Is that not quite right?
It's not exactly true.
Okay, what then?
And
explain it, Gary.
I absolutely loathe Maura Healey, and I would love to be able to bash her on this, but unfortunately,
You agree
I
with this?
She has a point.
Okay.
Let's put it that way, or it's not her, whoever's proposing this. What's happened is the advent of electric vehicles has diminished our return on the gas tax.
Right.
So not only that, but they're so heavy, and they have so much torque.
Yeah.
They tear up roads
Like crazy, yeah.
like crazy, like somebody trying to burn rubber every day when he leaves his driveway. Yeah, that's the crux of it. Is we are not getting the same gas tax money to repair our highways as we used to,
yeah.
And electronic vehicles are doing it. And this tax, if you will, at the end of the year, I guess they'll assess the mileage of in an inspection. A vehicle inspection of those electronic vehicles and tax them accordingly, as probably proportionate to what they would be paying if they were
Getting gas.
If they were getting gas. So, all my fellow conservatives in Massachusetts are vowing to leave the state if this gets enacted because they haven't read the bill.
Okay.
And which I did just the other day because I just thought that this was going to be a huge thing, but it isn't. But it could be. I mean, this could be just a step in the door. If you're getting your foot in the door for
Well, they want
later.
to start with electric vehicles and then move on to gas.
And a lot of this is authorizing studies,
Okay.
but that's the foot in the door.
Okay.
To see what happens after that. So anyway, it's much ado about nothing at the moment.
At the moment. So what kind of timing is involved in this? Like you're talking about foot in the door, and then you got to go to legislation. You got to.
Well, they got to do the
What
study
kind of timing?
first. So it'll after a year or so they'll decide. Does this make sense to do?
Gotcha.
Or if
Didn't
in
they-
Massachusetts, it really doesn't have to make sense.
Aren't there 2 other states that already do it?
I don't know that.
I think there are, but I wish I could remember the states. But obviously they're out west somewhere.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what's amazing is I don't know if you know who Tom Ward is, John's brother Tom.
Yes, of course.
Owned the Valley Breeze for a while.
Love Tom. He was here forever.
Yes. 10, 15 years ago, he said this is coming because the gas tax money is going down.
Makes
Because
perfect sense.
There's no way to get it back.
It was.
If we're going with all electric
It was
vehicles,
very foreseeable, and
they're going to have to charge you with how many miles you drive.
Yeah.
And he's spot on.
And I hope when they do it, it affects electronic vehicle
It's supposed to affect them
sales.
first. Would you think they'd go up or go down?
Just one more reason not to
Not
buy
to
one.
buy one. Oh, okay. Sue had her hand up. What are you reading?
Georgia,
Sue?
Colorado, California, and Indiana.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just 2.
Yeah, it says that they through increased registration fees, annual surcharges, or per mile / hour charges, aiming to offset lost gasoline tax revenues.
This is coming, Gary. If they're going to look, especially if they're going to look at other states and see how much money they're bringing in, this
like I
is
said,
coming.
Healy's already vowed to sign it if it comes to her desk.
Oh, I know. I saw that. So
Now, some are just doing higher registration fees, road usage charges. Some are an hourly.
yeah, I just wonder.
Vehicle weight.
So what? How does it affect someone like myself who lives in Mass but works in Rhode Island? And I'm traveling between the states all the time.
At the moment, it doesn't. As the current law stands, it doesn't affect gas-operated vehicles
Well, right,
at all.
but that's coming.
Well,
Let's start with the electric.
Okay.
the bottom line is you need so much money to repair the roads. They're going to get it somehow, somewhere.
Okay.
And this seems to be the most fair way to do it.
That's awful liberal of you, Gary.
I know. I hate it. God.
Yeah, but you know what? I respect a person that can do that. So
That can
you know,
understand it?
No,
Yeah.
it's a person that calls it as he sees it.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's cool.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, when do you know when it might get to Maura Healy's desk?
I don't know.
Because
It's
I've read
coming.
about it a couple of times.
It's coming.
It is.
It'll definitely be this year, I imagine.
Oh, all right. That woman that died in Cranston that was hit by a hit and run, she has been identified. It's a 56-year-old woman. Vanu Vaccaro was her last known address was Utica, New York, and her family said she was homeless and transient. So that's why she was out walking at 4:15 Sunday morning, just moving along. And then she was hit by she needs to be hit, but she was hit by a car.
Right.
By the one car that was out there at
By the one
4:15
car.
on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
So what are the odds?
Said he thought he hit a deer, but didn't stop. So he may be facing some real fines.
Yeah, because
coming
even
up
if you
there.
hit a deer, I think you're supposed to stop.
any animal
Yeah.
you hit, you're supposed to stop.
I
take a
know
look at it.
with the limo business, we've always had to stop with deer.
I hit a deer with my plow, which was set at an angle, and that deer went flying in the air across 2 lanes on 295. And I stopped and looked for it. I couldn't find it. I called the police and said, I hit it. I hit this deer really good. But
Yeah.
but apparently and sometimes they die later and they just run off. But apparently I hit it in such a way, with the plow, it's not like you hit it with a car. It's
Yeah.
You're hitting it with a big surface, and it just shot it right across the road.
And then it got out. Did you see
Not
it get out
meaning
and
to-
run away?
I didn't see it get up, but I stopped and backtracked and looked and looked and looked, and I could not find the animal.
Well, see, that happened to us where we couldn't find it, but we had to call. The one that hit us, I say hit, it hit my car, was a buck. And when the driver called me, he was out in Chepachet area, and we had to call DEA. Turns out he was a customer of ours. I guess they're supposed to try to find the deer before it,
Dies. Yeah.
or the carcass, or whatever. I think they're responsible.
In this case, the evidence suggests that it hit the ground running.
Okay.
Right. And that's the thing. Sometimes they might try, and sometimes they won't.
This is my nephew up in the state of Maine hit a moose.
Oh my God!
And it got up and walked away. So so you call the police, and they were able to follow the trail of blood through the woods, and they found it, and it had died. And so now the rule is, or the law is in Maine, okay, my nephew's name is Keith. Keith, it's yours
If you want it.
if you want it.
Yeah.
Do you want to take it home and dress it down and have moose meat for the rest of the winter? No. Okay. There's a list of each town of people that I'll take the dead carcass, so they just call the next person on the list. Okay, dead moose is off, I don't know, Route 5 or whatever it is.
You got to get to that pretty quick. You can't.
They did. They called almost immediately.
Real quick. You cannot. Yeah,
Let it linger.
No.
No, you can't. Well,
No.
that's all right. Right here,
And they
in-
did. They came and got the person came and got
It
it.
has to be
Right
bred.
in Burrillville, while it's hunting season, I guess ends soon, whatever, deer hunting. There are people that say, "Hey, if I can hunt on your property and I get a deer, we'll split the venison."
Okay.
So they have to
you get
give
it for
permission,
and you
right?
get it for free.
And because I saw that the other day on Facebook, and I was like, well, that makes sense. You get a deer on the property, you don't have to do a thing, and you're splitting.
I have one hunter that we allow. My wife really doesn't, but I do allow him on our property, and he's always offering me, some venison. I don't like it. I don't want it. I don't like it.
No,
I'm not a big fan of venison.
I'm not a big fan of killing animals either. But
yeah, right.
But
he's old, and I figure he's not going to be doing it much longer.
Have you ever said, well, $50 and you can go hunting and go keep whatever you get?
No.
I think you could do that.
That probably might end up being illegal. Who knows? But I had a driver that used to go to all the game. What do they call them? I had it. The venison, the buffalo.
Okay.
Yeah. All of that stuff. He used to go to the game dinners. That's what it was, the game dinners. And they used to do them actually at Nordic Lodge years ago.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
We're going to take a break here on the Coffee and program, but more coming up. In this portion of the Coffee and program has been sponsored by attorney Bob Lauder.
Your station for news and sports. ON 1240.
When you need a skilled attorney who will fight for your rights, look no further than attorney Bob Lauder of Woonsocket. If your legal questions revolve around estates or trusts, then talk to Bob. If you're contemplating a divorce, then talk to Bob. Attorney Bob Lauder has a calming demeanor, which is very helpful in legal matters. And Bob has more than 40 years' experience practicing law. Call attorney Bob Lauder today at 401-762-4550, 762-4550. The Supreme Court of Rhode Island licenses all attorneys in the general practice of law. The court does not license or certify any attorney as an expert or specialist in any field of practice. Hi, Joe Callahan here. In the winter, don't get caught without Inferno Ice Melt from Belo's Flowers. Remember the snowstorm we had after Christmas? I used Inferno Ice Melt on the snow in my driveway before shoveling. What a huge help in reducing what needed to be removed. And then I used Inferno Ice Melt to clean up the rest. And I was down to bare pavement within hours. 50-pound bags of Inferno Ice Melt are available today at Belo's Flowers. Inferno Ice Melt is environmentally and pet safe. Belo's Flowers also has Cubics wood pellets for your wood stove. Inferno Ice Melt is essential for your home in the Blackstone Valley. Get your bag today at Belo's Flowers, 665 Diamond Hill Road, Woonsocket.
Hello, this is Melissa, and here's what's happening in the Valley. This Saturday, January 17th, it's the St. Joe's Belated Christmas Party from 6 to 10 p.m. This party is free for members. Guests are $15. Enjoy a delicious meal prepared by Chef Mike Heroux. The Express Trio will play downstairs in the lounge after the party. Please sign up ahead of time at the bar at St. Joe's Vets Association, 99 Louise Street in Woonsocket. Do you have an event you'd like to share? Email us at events@woonsocketradio.com.
ON Worldwide.
Coffee and here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here, along with Sue Tesser McKenzie and Gary Smith, because John Ward had to go and Bob Lauder could not be here today. So here's something else you might agree, Gary. You might agree with Maura Healey on this. So I'm glad you're sitting down. Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey is against a parole request from a convicted killer of a Massachusetts state trooper. How about that? I agree. Right off the first sentence, I agree with Maura Healey.
I'm shocked.
You're shocked?
I may have to reassess my opinion of Maura Healey.
The parole board in Massachusetts is going to hold a hearing today on a request from Jose Colon, who was 20 years old when he shot and killed Massachusetts State Trooper George Hanna in Auburn, Mass. on February 16th, 1983. Wow, this guy's in his 60s now.
Wow.
He became eligible for parole when the state Supreme Judicial Court struck down life sentences with no chance of parole for those between 18 and 20 years of age at the time of their crime. He was 20. The governor said the death of the trooper, quote, inflicted profound and lasting harm, unquote. So she's against it.
Good for her.
All right. Now,
wow.
You're going to be against this. Congressman from Massachusetts, Seth Moulton. You must know Seth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gary's already rolling his eyes. He's introduced the bill yesterday to roll back funding to previous levels for immigration and for ICE and for ICE. He wants to roll back how much money we give them.
Of course he does.
Funding for ICE was tripled under President Trump. One big beautiful bill. Under Moulton's bill, money recovered would be redirected to support health care tax credits to lower insurance premiums. He said keeping health care affordable should be the priority of Congress before it, quote, waste tens of billions of dollars to expand ICE and its lawlessness. I know you're probably not a big fan of Seth Moulton, Gary, but
Right up there with Ed Markey.
and Elizabeth Warren.
Oh my God! Don't even mention that name in my presence.
All right, we'll move on to that. Other things going on. Take a look at what's going on around the world, around the nation, really. But out in L.A. is this actually in Sherman Oaks, California? All right, residents of an apartment building, they're fed up. They've had enough of their naked neighbor.
I heard this
Did
on
you?
the radio.
All right. Neighbors say the Sherman Oaks man constantly leaves his blinds wide open while standing in the nude. The man, whose bedroom is just a few feet away from a neighbor's window, is also accused of performing explicit acts in view of others. Neighbors have recorded him and then called the police. One resident tells a TV station out there she's contacted the apartment managers and they're not doing anything about it either. She also stuck a large note in her window pleading with the man to at least close the blinds.
Well, in California, the people with the videotapes are probably going to be arrested for pornography.
I was just going to say, how do you're not...
Well,
yeah.
it's not child pornography.
Kind of like Bizarro World down there.
But I had a teacher in 8th grade said told us, like a social studies, it was okay to do what this guy's doing, but you have to close your blinds because I have the right not to see you. I said,
Then don't look.
Well,
yeah, but if your window overlooks his window and you're like 3 feet away,
close your blinds.
Okay, there's an idea.
So here's my thing. We all have windows in our house, right?
Yes.
How many of us just stare out a window?
Yeah, but you're not going to stare out a window that's 3 feet away from another guy's window or
Right.
house. There's no sunlight coming
There's
in. There's
no
no
need
view
for it.
There's no need for a window to even be there.
There's no reason. You bought this home. This is your home. This is your domain. Do I want to see that? No.
Can I share?
However,
Can I share a story about this?
Yes, please.
I used to host this cable show called Memories of Mendon.
Okay.
And so I would bring, because I wanted to bring the old folks into the record stories of growing up in Mendon before they died, and those stories were gone because these little stories don't get published anywhere. So anyway, here's my favorite story, which I've mentioned on Do You Remember a time or two. We had a character. We always had a character in Mendon, and this particular character, the name was Nate Towns, and this was back in the late 50s, early 60s, and he lived with his sister across the street from the Unitarian Church on Maple Street in Mendon, and he on Sunday mornings. He would, he had a small little lawn, the push mower, not a gas-powered motor, but just the old reel
the
push
rotary
mower.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So he would mow his lawn on Sunday mornings in the nude, while his sister was in the house playing the harp. And
So could he hear the harp?
I presumably,
Okay.
presumably. So you can just imagine what this scene looked like.
Yes.
Now, when mothers would come down the hill on Maple Street towards his house, and their daughter was in the front seat, then this is coming right from the husband of one of these women. Turn your head, dear. Nate's mowing the lawn.
Okay. And I'm sure they did.
And that was it.
That was it. Okay.
That was it.
Yeah.
There was no
Call the police.
there was no sexual predator stuff
Yeah.
or arrest or anything like that. It was accepted that this guy was a character and this is what he did.
Well, did anybody ask him why he did it like that?
In fact, our former postmaster Frank Dudley used to tell this story all the time. That's why I know it, and I wanted to save this story. He said at one time the milkman stole because he would pile his clothes up on the edge of the driveway, and one time the milkman stole his clothes.
Funny.
It was a joke. It was funny.
Yeah. All right, and we got a call in from our friend Lance. Same question: could he hear the harp? And you probably could. Did anyone ever ask him why do you do this in this state?
No, he was just a character.
Just-
He also
okay.
used to stand at the intersection of our Route 16 and North Avenue when he wanted to go to Milford, which was like 2.5-3 miles away, and when you pulled up to the intersection, he would just open up your passenger door and get in and expect you to bring him there. And people
Closed or unclosed?
Nah.
Oh, clothed.
I'm only kidding.
And he would go to Milford and he would take Concord grape skins, which are very thick.
Yeah.
And with an elastic band, and he would put the elastic band on his fingers, and he would shoot. No, he would shoot them at women and hit them with their stockings, and it would leave a big purple mark on them. He would do this in downtown Milford. I mean, he was a character.
Wow.
I guess so.
They kicked him out of a dance hall one time. We used to have these monthly dances at a place over in on the Hopedale line. And they kicked him out because he was being disruptive. So he went out and somehow got a skunk and he came back, opened up the door, and whipped that skunk down the middle of the dance hall, and then
the skunk's gonna freak out.
Vacated the place.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
That's a great story. When I moved into the house I live in now, when we first moved in, we didn't have any blinds for our windows. It's just we hadn't gotten them yet. It mortified my mother. You don't have any blinds. Oh, yeah, I know. We'll get around to it. She goes, well, what about the neighbors? I said, they have blinds.
Exactly.
And they did.
Exactly.
The neighbors had their blinds down. So,
exactly.
okay,
It's like a TV show. You don't like it, shut it off.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
That's my thing.
Not saying that
Look
what the
the
guy
other
was
way.
doing was right. But you know,
right, but
there's
at the same time, does it warrant?
You're going to sit around and complain about it forever, or you're going to just close your blinds?
No, we're going to sit around and complain about it forever. So how about this for irony? In Hawaii, the Hawaii Department of Health has to leave their headquarters. Why? Health concerns. Health concerns in the building. Asbestos issues have made parts of the 4-story building in Honolulu uninhabitable. It will have to relocate its 549 employees. Doesn't this seem like a lot of employees for the Department of Health? 549? Anyway, they got to relocate all their employees and some public services later this year. Department of Health's impending move follows at least 2 decades of ineffective work and inaction to renovate the building, which was built in 1961. We can't get it fixed. We can't get it cleaned up.
And where is this?
Honolulu.
Oh, Honolulu.
Yeah.
Well, no wonder nobody wants to work in Honolulu.
Right.
You don't go to Hawaii to work.
Well, the Hawaiians do.
No, they don't.
They don't. Someone's got to work there.
Have you seen the houses that the natives live in?
Well,
they're
huts,
just huts.
Yeah. All right. Well, they employ 550 employees, probably making some decent money out there.
Doing nothing
At the Department of Health. So, well, you don't know that, but okay. It went from we had vinyl for a while, then it was 8-tracks, and then it was cassettes, and then it was CDs, and then it was playlists, and now it's back to vinyl.
Yep.
The U.S. continues to see a vinyl revival. Entertainment data tracker Luminate reports vinyl album sales jumped for the 19th consecutive year in 2025.
New recordings?
No. If you ever go to the store, if you go to a record, they don't have record stores anymore. A store that sells CDs and DVDs, they have a vinyl record section.
Yeah.
And they're old records.
Older ones.
Yeah,
but
so buy them again.
So people are buying older ones. They're not.
Yes,
okay.
right.
So, but some people come out with new ones, but not a lot. But
because that involves the stereo system and.
Well, vinyl sales grew by 8.6%, while digital album sales fell by nearly 16%. Taylor Swift led the way with "The Life of a Showgirl" selling 1.6 million copies on vinyl.
There was something on the radio, TV about that because they want a tangible item, as opposed to they always say things.
They like looking at
come
the
and
album
go.
art. Yeah.
No, I
what's
don't
old
know.
is new again?
They want something tangible. Last night on the news was people knitting. That's making a comeback in needlepoint. Knitting, needlepoint, just different arts and crafts and things your grandmother did, they said.
So the problem with me with the vinyl is, first of all, they're really expensive. These things are not cheap. They're like $25, $30, $40, depending on the album that you're buying.
Depends on what it is, yes.
Yes. But also to play it, because now you got to go out and actually buy, like you said, either a stereo system or a record player in general, and those things are like $150.
Yeah.
So it's a real setback in cash to do this, and I don't want to.
There's plenty of places where you can buy albums for $1 or $2 a piece.
Well, if you go to
Exactly.
if you go to a yard sale or you go to
antique shops,
Yeah.
that
junk stores.
true, but you don't know.
But
You don't know how good the quality is.
well, the problem is that the good albums are beat to hell.
Well, yeah, that's right. All right, that'll do it for the show for today. We thank you very much for listening in. As always, my name's Joe Callahan. Thanks for joining us. Thanks to John Ward, who was here earlier. Sue Tester McKenzie, thanks for being here as well. Here's an empty seat. Thanks, Bob. Thanks, Bob Lotter, for being here. All right.
I just happened to look up and see the empty seat as you're saying my name. Thank you and have a great rest of the week.
All right. John Ward was here earlier. Thanks to John. And Gary, thanks for sticking around and joining us today.
And this is why I had to bend over.
Because you can't see yourself? Yes.
All right, go back to me.
I can't. Let's go back to Sue. There we go. Sit where Sue sits next time, okay?
Now I'm sitting just like John, like he is right now. Just like John, like he is right now.
A foot and a half difference. I love it. All right. Gary's going to be here. Do you remember this coming up after the 9 o'clock news here on ON Radio?
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.
NBC News.